Hey guys, what's up? It's Ashley.
Hold up.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Ashley. So as you guys can tell, my voice is finally back to normal. It took about a week for it to go back to normal, which is a very long time because I thought it would go back by like Wednesday, but it didn't. It came back literally by Saturday, and the next Saturday I went to the theme park again. So yeah, but I didn't lose my voice again, so that's good. Anyways, for today's video, I'm going to be doing a story time video. So if any of you guys who are watching this are close with me or are my friends or just anything like that, or if you guys have been watching my channel for almost 2 years, then you guys probably know what I'm about to tell you guys about. So almost 2 years ago, 2 years ago, October 11th, it's not October 11th yet, right when I'm filming this, it's October 8th. I don't really know when I'm gonna get this video up, but 2 years ago, October 11th, that was the day when I fractured my eye socket. So I know you guys are probably really confused because trust me, when it happened, I was very confused too. So basically, I was a cheerleader and I'm a flyer, and if you guys don't know what a flyer is, it's basically the person that gets lifted up into the air and like does all the stuff in the stunt group. And flying and just cheerleading in general is really dangerous, and I didn't think that at that point. Like, I never thought that cheer was dangerous, and I never thought that I could get hurt by cheer, but oh my gosh, I was very, very wrong. So basically, the day before this whole like fracturing my eye socket thing happened, it was competition and we got first place. The next day we had a football game because we were like competitive cheer, and like we also cheered for like the football players and the games and all that stuff. So the next day we had a football game, and we wanted to, you know, perform our routine at halftime because we just got first place and we were so excited. So before the game, we had to practice like all of our stunts. My phone just rang. Let me put it on vibrate real quick. So before the game started, we stretched, we practiced cheers, we practiced stunts and everything. And it happens to be that day, I forgot my bloomers. Ooh. You guys don't know what bloomers are. Bloomers are these, they're kind of like underwear, but they cover your underwear. And they're really like thick and very, very, very uncomfortable. So that day I happened to forget my bloomers. I had my bodysuit on because it was cold that day. I remember it was like a little bit chilly that day. So yeah, I had my bodysuit on, but I forgot my bloomers. I don't know how I forgot my bloomers. So my mom went home to go get my bloomers because I literally live 2 minutes away from the fields. And of course, the part when I had to freaking fracture. So my mom went home to get my bloomers because my back spot like kept complaining that she saw my underwear, and it was so stupid. Even though I probably should have remembered to put my bloomers on because it's pretty disgusting and pretty strange how I forgot to put my. Anyway, so when this whole thing happened, we were practicing our pyramid stunt, which is like when all your stunt groups come together and like we're all just like crowded in one spot in like the middle of a mat, and we're not just like in all different spots where it's like individual stunt groups. I don't know if that made sense, but if you're a cheerleader, you probably know what I mean by a pyramid. So basically, the pyramid is usually like one of the hardest like stunts in your routine, so we wanted to practice that, so we had it perfect for halftime. So the girl next to me, she was new to flying because the original flyer got hurt. So we had to have a replacement for her because competition was literally the day before that. So we had to replace her with another flyer. And this girl had no experience with flying or anything. So it was a little scary. In a pyramid, you have to connect your arms together. So like you're like this, and you have to connect your arms together. Everyone in the whole stunt connects their arms together because that's what makes a pyramid. So I was connected to this girl who had no experience with flying whatsoever, and she was starting to wobble, and I was like, okay, I'm scared. So she was starting to wobble. The bases, which are the two girls who carry your feet, their arms were like this, and also, again, they were pretty tall. So they weren't like very, very, very tall, like 6 feet tall. They were like probably like 5 feet tall, which is pretty tall because that's taller than me. But yeah, they were like that. So I was like very high in the air, and then my back spot was holding my legs, and she was pretty tall too. So I was pretty high in the air. So the girl next to me started wiggling, and I was just trying to like not like acknowledge it. I was just like looking forward and smiling and like doing the stuff. And then the next thing I see is I see the girl next to me start falling forward. So she started falling forward, and she wasn't that high. She was only up to here, but I was up to there. But still, like, you falling out of a stunt is pretty scary because like you have like no support when you're on grass. So oh yeah, also we were on grass when this happened. So she started falling forward, and when you start falling, and especially if you're a flyer and you fall forward, it's very, very, very scary because like you don't know where you're gonna be. Like you have like your hands can only do so much to keep you like up. So it's really scary. So again, this girl was like new with flying and everything, so she was probably like very, very, very scared when she saw herself looking at the grass. So she was so there was 4 stunt groups. It was, so someone was here, another girl was here, the girl who was next to me was here, and then it was me. So she was connected to me. She started falling forward, and I was trying to let go of her because when, I know that sounds really mean, but that's what you're supposed to do so not a ton of flyers get hurt, because that's really bad. We already had a flyer that was already hurt. So I was trying to let go of her, but she was literally like holding on to me for dear life because I get it, it's really scary to fall forward and everything. And at the moment, you kind of just don't know what to do, so she probably was like, what do I do? So yeah, I was trying to let go of her, and she was like holding on to me really tight, but trust me, I get it, like I'm not blaming her. So then all of a sudden, when she is about to hit the ground, I see me start looking at the I see my eyes facing the grass, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And it happened so fast. So I was up, and the next thing you know, I was on the floor crying. I'm like, oh my freaking gosh. So okay, so if none of this is making sense, so basically this girl's a new flyer. She started falling forward, and right when she was about to hit the floor, I was falling forward, and it wasn't like a slow-mo falling forward. It was like I hit the floor, and then my eye just exploded. Like, not like guts came out, like that's disgusting, not that bad. My eye just like, it became so big, and it was all bruised, and then over here started bleeding. There was like a big bruise over here, my nose was bleeding, and there was literally blood everywhere. And the girl next to me, who was just a new flyer, and it was like her first time ever flying, she didn't have as bad as I did because she was only here, but she still got a concussion, which is pretty bad. So yeah, she still had to go to the hospital, but she went after me. I don't know why she didn't go before me, because she was, I don't know. I don't think she was definitely hurt because she got a concussion, but I don't think she realized that that her head was like hurting after 10 minutes after I left to go to the hospital. And like usually if it's like really bad, you start crying like right away. But this girl was definitely hurt. She had a concussion, and the concussion is very, very bad. But anyways, so I was on the floor, and I come up, and then like all of a sudden I can't like see anything. Like I feel like there's like stars out of my head, and like I just couldn't function. My eye was this big, I was bleeding, and I just was like crying. And then my friend's dad, he came up to me with an ice pack, so I had to like hold this ice pack on my eye. And it was so chaotic. Like there was blood everywhere. I was crying. My eye was this big, and everyone kept telling me to stop crying, and I was like, how am I supposed to stop crying when my eye is like literally the size of like my nose and my mouth combined? Like, how am I supposed to stop crying? I don't know. But I think they just wanted me to calm down, and I understand. But yeah, basically my eye was so huge, and if I can find a picture, I will like insert it somewhere. It's really disgusting, so I'd probably skip that part. But yeah, it kind of looks like I got stitches right over here, and it was like, there was like blood here. My eye was like black and blue, and then some of it was like pink, and my eye was like squished. My eye was like squished but also like really puffy at the same time. I don't think that really makes sense, but again, if I can find a picture, I'll insert it on the screen. So yeah, so basically, yeah, they called the ambulance right away, and when all this happened, my mom was at home, and so was my sister, because my sister came to the game that day. So my mom was home, and then all these people started calling my mom, and she wasn't answering. So when my mom was on her way back to the field, she saw that like all these people from my team like started like calling her, and she was like really concerned. And the next thing you know, when she called back one of the moms, an ambulance is riding past her car, and she was like, oh my freaking gosh. And she speeded right back to the field, and she saw me on the floor instead of my sister, and like all I remember seeing is like I'm crying like this. I'm like the next thing I know, I see my mom. My mom's like screaming and she's crying, and I was so scared. So they weren't gonna originally let my sister into the ambulance because they didn't want her to see me traumatized when I wasn't traumatized. I was just really upset. Well, actually, technically, I could have been traumatized, but thankfully, my friend's dad got the ice pack on my eye right away, because if they didn't get the ice pack on my eye, I could have been traumatized, and that would have been really scary. And oh my gosh, like, just falling on my eye being this big is scary. Like, imagine me, oh my freaking gosh, that would have been 10 times worse than just having the fractured eye, as bad as it is. Oh my god. But anyways, yeah, they weren't gonna let my sister in the ambulance, but the girl told them to because she had no way home, and she was really nervous, and she was gonna be at the hospital anyway, so they didn't really understand why. So then I got to the hospital, and I was there for a very, very, very long time. I got into the place, and like my mom had to like tell them everything that happened and all that stuff, and like they were like asking me all this different stuff. So then they took me in for a CAT scan, and like they x-rayed, or I don't know, they scanned my whole entire face and everything like that. And then it took them like 2 or 3 hours to get back to me of what my results were, and I was so nervous. They said that I fractured my eye socket, and my mom was like, what? And they were like, yeah, she fractured eye socket. And I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing. I knew that I was probably gonna do something to my eyes, to my eyeball or my eye socket, but I didn't even know that there was like something called like fracturing your eye socket. Like I didn't know that was possible. And my mom was like really surprised I didn't have a concussion or I didn't break my nose, because I landed on my nose so hard it was bleeding for like a long time, and then I landed on my face, so they didn't really understand how I didn't have a concussion. So the hospital sent me the next day to an ophthalmologist, which is a more advanced eye doctor, so like they scan things more and all that stuff. So basically the hospital sent them the pictures of this CAT scan to like see if there was something more than just a fracture in my eye socket. They didn't say I had just one fracture. They said I had multiple fractures in my eye socket, and they said that I didn't have a concussion and I didn't break my nose. And I don't know, I'm just so surprised that I didn't break my nose, because I landed on my nose, and I don't know how I didn't have a concussion either. Like, it's just weird. So they took me out of cheer for 2 weeks. I couldn't do anything for 2 weeks. I was at a gym for 2 weeks. I was at a cheer for 2 weeks, which I was so upset about. I couldn't even go to the practices to see them for a week. And I was out of school for a week as well. I went back to school, so I was out the whole week after it happened, and then the next week I had to go back to school, unfortunately. And I couldn't do anything. Like, it was so annoying. That's how I fractured my eye, if you guys were wondering, because it's going to be 2 years, October 11th, since that had happened. And that's like really weird, because I feel like this just happened yesterday, and I remember it like vividly. I remember like every second of that day, and I really just hate that day so much, because like, first of all, I don't know if you guys know, but I had no idea that I could fracture an eye. Like, they even said that you could fracture like your eyeball. I didn't think you could fracture your eye socket, and like, imagine fracturing your eyeball. Oh my god. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Also, hit the subscribe button. It'll be on the screen if you guys are on a computer, or down below if you're on a mobile device. Comment in the comments if you guys have ever injured anything. I fractured my eye socket. It really sucked. So yeah, anyways, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Mwah.